Hi everyone, welcome back. And today I've got a beauty video for you. I know it's been a while, but we've been having a heat wave here in Europe. It's been so dang hot. Today it's supposed to be, I think, like 36 degrees Celsius in Switzerland, which is very hot for our region. And we don't have aircon. Like, it's very, very uncommon for buildings to have air conditioning. Because it's been really hot weather, I thought it'd be cool to do a no foundation makeup routine video, or basically how I would wear my makeup on really hot days like this. It's super glowy. It's perfect for this kind of environment, especially if it's like hot, humid, sticky. And I'm not wearing any heavy face products. So I'm not wearing any foundation. I'm wearing very, very minimal concealer and very minimal powder. The more products I put on my face, the heavier it looks. And as you start sweating, it starts to crease up, it settles into your lines, it just looks cakey, and you will have to keep on powdering it the entire day because like a super matte look is not going to stay matte in these temperatures. So I feel like instead of fighting the environment, it's better to just join the party and kind of enhance that like sweaty look, you know? So stop fighting the elements, just join them. I would really be happy if you subscribe to my channel, and please make sure to interact in some way so that you keep seeing my videos in your feed. So you can either hit the like button, leave a comment, favorite this video. That way you'll be sure to keep seeing my videos in your feed. So let's get started. The first thing that I always do for summer makeup is I apply sunscreen. Well, I pretty much do this year round if I know I'm gonna be spending time outside. Sunscreen is so important. I have an SPF 50 on. This is the one that I'm using right now, which I really like because it's not super sticky. It doesn't have that really gross sticky texture. This is the Lirac Sunissime. I give it a few moments to really sink in properly. I've seen some videos where it's like, oh, my no foundation routine, but then they just use a ton of concealer all over their face, which kind of defeats the purpose for me. I am gonna use a concealer, but just sparingly. I'm using the Smashbox Studio Skin Flawless 24-Hour Concealer, and I like this one because it's fairly pigmented, and it has a nice light texture. It does last a really good amount of time on me. And I'm gonna put some of this just underneath my eyes. And I have a bit of like redness right here. And then I take a damp Beauty Blender sponge and just dab this in. And whatever's left over on the sponge, I just do it on my lid as well, because I always have a little bit of redness there, just naturally. Just that's the color of my skin on my eyelids. I mean, sometimes I do use a foundation in the summertime if I do use one. The one that I've been grabbing lately the most is the MAC Face and Body. Honestly, this has become almost like my go-to foundation because it is so light feeling. Now, I have some like rashes along my neck. I don't know, I have like a little bit of a rash there now. So I'm not going to put anything like on my neck. I mean, usually I don't put makeup on my neck, but sometimes I'll do a little bit of bronzer there. Anyway, so that's really it for the concealer. So for setting powder, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter setting powder, and this is in the shade Butter. This has a slightly more yellowish undertone, and I'm just going to set the concealer here. And again, not using a lot of product, just... All right, next up, I'm gonna do a little bit of a cream bronzer, and I'm going to use the Clarins SOS Primer. Now, this is meant to be used as a bronzing primer, and I've never really figured out how you're supposed to use this, because if you put this literally all over your face, like especially if you have fair skin tone like I do, this is just gonna totally change the color of your whole face. This might maybe work as a primer if you already have like medium to deeper skin, or probably more medium. Probably for deep skin, it's gonna be too light, but so what I like to use this is more as like a liquid bronzer, so like a cream bronzer. And I'm not gonna apply this like that. I'm going to get a stippling brush, stipple some of this onto my brush, and then apply it from there. This gives you that like gorgeous sun-kissed look, and it's just because of the formula is like a liquid, it comes out like a very thin liquid. It just looks very flattering, I feel. It doesn't look heavy. Kind of doing it where I naturally bronze, like if I'm out in the sun. So think about if you're out in the sun for too long, where do you usually get sunburn on your face? Like, I haven't actually burned my face in a really long time, thank goodness. But if I were to get a sunburn, that's kind of where I tend to apply it. So I kind of apply it on the bridge of my nose and just like right here, that tends to get red really fast, and like chin area here. Like since my neck is just had a little bit of a rash now, I don't put makeup on, but sometimes what I'll do is I'll take a big brush like this, like a body brush, and just a bronzer. So lately I've been using the one by Fenty, the Sunstalker bronzer, and I use the lightest shade. So these two, I would probably mix these two together and do just a little bit here. Yeah, it just kind of balances it out. You know what, I'm just gonna do maybe a tiny bit of this bronzer as well. This shade, which is In the Sun, I like how it's really, really fair. This is great for lighter skinned people. And I'm just gonna do a little bit there. This is so cool. This almost gives that kind of like, I almost burned my face kind of look, which is usually like how my face does look in the summer. See, I've already like used now a little bit of the powder bronzer, so I'm not gonna do it, but usually I would use something like this, the Danielle Sandler watercolor blush. This is in the shade Gentle. This is a really nice sort of bronzy, natural tone on me. But like I said, I've already kind of applied now a powder product, so this might end up looking really streaky over top. So see, I have so many like beautiful options that have this sort of shimmer, like this shimmering kind of blush. Like this would look beautiful in the summer, NARS Orgasm, because it has a little bit of a golden shimmer to it. If you have darker skin, you might need to use something a little bit deeper. This one is so gorgeous. This was from the Vlada Smashbox collaboration. This one almost has like a bronzy feel, which is why I love this for the summertime. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of this. I have to use this with a really light hand because it is so pigmented on me. This would be a great color also on darker skin. And then I just take the stippling brush, or the stippling sponge, or what's it called? Beauty blender sponge, more like it. And just go over that. So it's not looking too crazy. You can do a cream highlighter, something like the Hourglass. This one is really nice, the Hourglass Champagne Flash. I think I might do a little bit of this. I feel like if this were just a smidgen lighter, it would suit me a little bit better. It has a beautiful, like really pretty golden finish. You can do some of this along the top of your, whatchamacallit, just underneath your brow. I love this. I think it's really pretty. And I just do a little bit above the brow as well. So if you don't want that super dewy look, then just don't apply as much. But I feel like it's better to go with, in the summer, often you look kind of sweaty anyway, and it's better to just go with it rather than like having to blot and touch up your face a million times per day. This is actually the Photo Finish Primer Water. You can use it as a setting spray too. This is the So Chill Coconut. I think this actually came out last summer, but it's still fine. So all right, for eye makeup, I don't really wear a ton of eye makeup in the summer now that it's been so hot, because it just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of like melts away. This paint pot by MAC, and it's called Groundwork, or just any kind of like cream shadow. I feel like they last longer. I'll just take some on a big brush. You could even use like this bronzer primer thing by Clarins and use a little bit of that, or just use a little bit of your bronzer. Like if you use a powder bronzer, you can do that. No, this is the Shu Uemura. Love this lash curler. It's like the best lash curler. I always do a waterproof mascara in the summer. So I've been trying out this one from Essence. This is the Lash Princess. A lot of people have been telling me that the Lash Princess line by Essence is like their all-time favorite mascara. Now this is the waterproof version, the False Lash Effect waterproof. I haven't actually tried this out if it really is totally waterproof. Like I haven't gone swimming with it or anything. Okay, so for lips, what I'll sometimes just do is throw on a sheer lip gloss like this one, something like this. This is the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip. This is in the shade Champagne Mommy. I've been liking this. Sometimes I do feel like adding just a pop of color now that it's summertime. Like, I don't know, I like color, and I feel like wearing on your lips is one of the easiest way to wear color. This is from the new lipsticks that Fenty released in all those really, really fun colors. Poutsicle Juicy Satin Lipstick. And yeah, the shade is Sun Snatched. And it's like this tangerine, really tangerine orange. Like that's the best way to describe it. But I'm going to use a lip liner with this because that can look a little bit weird. So this is the lip liner by NYX, and it's just the regular lip liner, and this is in the shade Orange. So now I'm going to do the Sun Snatched color on top. I think there is no more like summery shade than like orange. And I just wanted to bump up the highlighter a little bit because I'm just loving this like greasy, sweaty face look. I just love this for summer. This is the Glow Stick Pearly Luminizer Wet Finish. This is by Sephora's own house brand. It's more like a, you can see it there, it's kind of shimmering. It's more like a glossy finish. It doesn't have a lot of pigment to it. Like it's not like a sparkly, you know, shimmery highlighter, but this is just like a totally different texture. It has that very glossy finish, and I'm just gonna hit that area. This almost has like a icy kind of finish. I don't know if can you see that? Yeah, you can. So this kind of works really great for my skin because the other one was more golden finish. So this just adds like that pop of iciness. Look how cool that looks. Can you see that? If you think like, oh, this is too much, I mean, you don't have to add like all these steps. What you can also do is just take a little bit of the setting powder, like whatever kind of loose setting powder you use, dab that where you would get oily quickly. Kind of just do that on my T-zone area so that the areas that get really greasy or like oily quickly, you can kind of take those down a notch. Really the main thing is here to use a light hand. Like I'm not applying a ton of product of any of these things. Like it probably looks like it's a lot of products on my face, but it really doesn't feel it. And it feels light and airy on my skin. I don't have a feeling of heaviness or cakiness whatsoever. I think it's still okay, except for like the lip color. If you were just to put this away, it still looks fairly natural. Like if you were just to do lip gloss or something and maybe just, you know, tone down the highlighter a little bit, like you don't have to add that second one. I hope you guys like this. I hope you try it out. If you do like this technique, please give this video a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys had fun and learned something new, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.